Welcome everyone to the penultimate round of the 1991 season. 4 drivers still remain challenged and hopeful that they could become this year's Formula One World Champion, and it's today the Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix. But let's have a look at the standings as we roll into that game. On 68 points, Berger kept his championship alive last time out. Alesi and Senna are distant third and fourth, and it may take a massive ask for them to even be in the running in Australia. But Game can win the World Championship today. If he wins the race, that means he's World Champion. If Berger outscores Game, it goes to Australia. But if Berger doesn't score and Games just needs 6th place to become the 1991 Formula One World Champion. And now let's see what is going to happen today for the penultimate round of the 1991 Formula One World Championship. You join us trackside, where the sun is shining and the fans are soon to be on their feet as we anticipate the start of this Japanese Grand Prix. Berger needs it, Senna needs it, Alesi needs it, Game can win it. But let's have a quick rundown of the grid ahead of today's Grand Prix. Nigel Mansell takes a fantastic pole position yesterday ahead of Ayrton Senna in 2nd place. He needs a great start. Gerhard Berger in 3rd place with Alesi in 4th. Prost down in 5th for his final Japanese Grand Prix. Game, the 6th. It wasn't a great qualifying session, he said, but he's hopeful of a great and strong Grand Prix. 7th for Patrese ahead of his teammate Nannini in 8th. Schumacher just ahead of Pierluigi Martini in 9th and 10th. Gasho 11th with Morbidelli in 12th place. Ivan Capelli takes 13th ahead of Mika Hakkinen in 14th. Martin Brundle 15th, still heavily rumoured with that Benetton seat. It's Blundell in 17th with Gugelman in 18th. 19th is Thierry Boutsen ahead of Eric Comas, and Alboreto just ahead of Cafe at the final row. Right, it's race time. We're on board. We can see Game. He needs a fantastic start, but it doesn't matter. He's not going to lose it, and he almost jumps the start. He managed to keep it on the yellow line, and it's away. But Alesi stalled it. Alesi has stalled it, but can he get it round? Can he get it round? He's been bumped by the start, and he is round, but he's dropped all the way down to 17th place. But the speed should allow him to get past these backmarker teams pretty quickly. But 15th as he heads into the first corner. That is diabolical. And that pretty much confirms Alesi's involvement in the 1991 championship battle. That is catastrophic for Alesi, catastrophic for Game and the Williams. Let's have a little look at the replay. Mansell's away. Well, there's a bit of carnage with the back caused by Alesi's stall, and people do all get round unhurt. And Senna leads. That's what he needs. With Game not scoring, that will allow him to take the championship fight to Australia. But Berger just behind in 3rd place. This could be a big and Mansell's off, but he does, and he's still off again. He's all over the gaff. Is that going to allow Berger round the outside? He defends it well, Mansell, but that's allowed Senna to open up a gap. I reckon he will clear off, absolutely fly off into the distance. He can only win a 2nd place, and he's out of the championship running. But Senna leads, Mansell 3rd, Berger, and 4th is Alain Prost. But we're looking back at Game here, and he's diving up the inside of Minardi. And he's got the Leighton House ahead of him. He should clear these cars fairly quickly. But we'll have to see how this all transpires. But let's have a look on board. He just doesn't get going. You can feel the nudge. You see the nudge there from just behind. And you can see everyone flooding past. But he manages to start the car and get going. But he'll have a very, very long afternoon. He needs a win as well. But it's that Berger on the inside, and Mansell managed just to sweep round the outside to keep second place. And actually, for Williams and Game, Mansell finishing second ahead of Berger is more benefit, especially now, especially with Game way down and not currently in a championship scoring position. They'll need Nigel Mansell, really. But it depends if he wants to play ball, but that's Berger at the inside with the Honda engine. They've touched, and he's pushed Mansell onto the gravel. Is he going to manage to swing it back onto the track? He does get it just ahead of Alain Prost, his teammate from 1990. But Berger's now up into second place. And, that may go down. McLaren can't really do much. Senna's leaving. But this is Game now past the Leighton house fairly quickly. He's got a couple of cars ahead of him as well. He should be able to navigate past them fairly quickly. He's going to dive at the inside of the Tyrrell. And almost the Tyrrell takes him out of the Grand Prix. Nearly. Another Leighton house is in his sights now. And if he could just get into the points, that'll massively help him. It looks as though it's going to go to Australia. But we've still got a long way to go here. So he's up the inside of the Leighton house. Fantastic driving from Game. A McLaren driver from next season onwards, and he dips a wheel on the grass. But he stays ahead. He's got a Jordan and he dives up the inside of Michael Schumacher. But Schumacher defends it well. Gets up on the brace, but the classification at the end of the lap 2 is Senna leads, Berger's second. Mansell is in third, Prost fourth. Bit of a gap back to fifth, which is Riccardo Patrese. And in sixth is Pierluigi Martini with a Nini in seventh, Gasho's eighth, Hakkinen ninth, and Schumacher, and now Game in 10th. And that's the top 10. But Game is only 4 places away from a point scoring position, with still a decent chunk of laps to go. Still a pit stop phase to go as well. Fantastic. And he's dipped a wheel. Oh, he's getting to the wheel. He's off. He's in the gravel. He's grazed the wall. He's grazed the wall. He's going to be able to get out of it. Is he going to be able to get out of it? Oh, it's a fierce gravel trap round here. Is he going to be able to get out of it? He's kept it rolling. He's kept it rolling. The cars come flooding past. That's a mistake. Is he going to rue? Is he going to rue this mistake come the end of the season? Oh, but I think he was pushing. He was pushing like crazy. But he's now dropped all the way back to the back of the field. I think it's only Alesi behind him now, and he's half a lap gone. No. What has happened? What is happening at this Japanese Grand Prix today? Ooh. Let me take a breath. As he's gone around the outside, and we're all going slowly. It's because Gasho's had a crash. He's out, but he's just sweeping past them. All of them tried to avoid Gasho, and Games capitalised on that massively. Huge. And he's got a Leighton house again. This one for 13th place as they head up to the 130R. And that's him comfortably into 12th place now, I should say. And we've got Gugelman in the second Leighton house, and Morbidelli in the Minardi taking up 11th and 10th. So he should easily be able to get back into the top 10. So he's not... I think there's a bit of a gap between the Minardi and the car that is in 9th place. And that might be an issue. That might be an issue. It might... Is he going to have enough time? He'll be quicker. He'll be quicker. We know this. But he's ahead. He's dived at the inside of me. Oh, but Morbidelli's got back around the outside. He's put a wheel on the grass. And that surely should allow the Williams driver to race round the outside. Hakkinen 5.2 up the road. And that's just for P9. This could... it's definitely going to Australia. It's going to Australia. But we shall see a few more laps later now, though. But it's now Michael Schumacher. As 9th has been... he's managed to overtake 9th. We haven't seen it on camera, but... I'm not sure what's happened there. Schumacher 1 second ahead in 8th place. And this is Ayrton Senna. It's been a quiet Grand Prix at the front, but Senna's doing exactly what he needs to do. And is he going to come into the pit? He is going to come into the pits. But is Berger going to follow in? Is Berger going to follow in? I haven't seen it just yet. Be interesting, right? So he's down. Berger is in. There he is. And there's a Benetton out by the looks of things. But Mansell stays out. He's dropped the pace over the last few laps. Dropped back massively. And Prost has pitted as well. But Mansell has dropped back into the clutches of Alain Prost before these pit stops. And he was on a very, very cautious pace. So we'll have to see what transpires. Not many laps to go. It's a late pit stop here. But this is Mansell following lap. He stays out. Mansell is believed. We're hearing from the pit wall. Mansell is going to attempt a no-stop Grand Prix. Now, Williams asked him to cut the pace because a win here eliminates Senna from the World Championship, which means he can help his team. He can help his teammate. They haven't seen eye to eye this season, but if Mansell sniffs a Grand Prix victory, I should imagine he'd be very keen to help. But he is going to attempt to stay out, which, like I said, if he wins, Senna is out of contention. But we've only got a couple of laps to go now, and Schumacher is just ahead of the Williams driver now. And he can see, because we're in P8, he can see a 6th place from game, and a point could be very vital come the end of Australia in a couple of weeks' time. But we've only got 2 more to go now. He's going to need a bit of a miracle. It's been a bit of a disaster. He's had the pace. He's had the pace of Senna in this Grand Prix. So a win potentially would have been on the cards, but it all went undone when Alesi stalled at the start, game just behind him. There wasn't really much he could do about that. Then he was pushing hard, and he dipped a wheel onto the grass that sent him into the gravel trap. He managed to get out, and he's been trying. It's been a drive that may not even yield some points, but Nigel Mansell has done the team game. He's going to get a win out of it. That's mainly why he's done it. But this is going to eliminate Ayrton Senna from the championship run-in as he enters the final chicane, dances over the curbs. Nigel Mansell, despite his trials and tribulations this season, is going to win a Grand Prix, and he's the 1991 Japanese Grand Prix winner. And it's Senna who's absolutely flying in these final stages, but his championship comes to a close here, and he will not leave McLaren as a 2-time world champion. Oh, that is... And here comes Berger, who will take the championship fight to Australia, and Prost just behind in 4th place. But it's Pierluigi Martini battling hard with Patrese, and it's going to be Luigi Martini who's going to score P5, 2 points. Nannini will get a single point, and you can see Game crossing the line there in 9th. And, in 8th, my apologies. Oh, we are going to Australia. We're getting a showdown. But it's your Grand Prix winner here, Nigel Mansell. Finally, to the top step of the podium, and that will get him in good stead for 1992. But your Grand Prix winner, Nigel Mansell. And this is your final classification there. Confirmed Nigel Mansell wins the Grand Prix. Senna in 2nd, but his championship is no longer on. Gerhard Berger is, however, still in contention for the championship, with Alain Prost long gone from it. But it's been it was a chaotic opening few laps. It quietened down big time, but a huge result for Minardi as they gain Audi power from next season in their engine deal. But let's have a little look at the championship standings before we bid you farewell. And here we go. It's game 68. He's 6 clear of Gerhard Berger in 2nd place. Senna out of it, Alesi out of it. But Berger versus Game. Gerhard Berger, a 1-time world champion, won the world championship in 1990. He's going to need a little bit of help, but can he become world champion for a 2nd time? Or can Game enter the history books and become a single world champion and take that championship to McLaren? But if you've enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and join us very soon for the final showdown of the Australian Grand Prix. Bye bye.